Yeah, we talking about the Dallas Cowboys and the players that will likely be there, and I have them ranked. Y'all stay with us. We getting into part two of that. Let's go. So yeah, man, obviously we went through the first three, and I'm gonna say it again. It was Surtain at 10. I had Pitts at 9, 8 Slater. I basically called 10 more of a reach. Pitts, I'm concerned, not more so because his tape is excellent. It's more so how the position itself transfers over to the league. It's a very big bust rate on it. I don't ignore it. Some people, they feel like 8 games, they know everything in 8 games. I'm not going to act like I'm that certain of my eyes. I'm not. Tight end has tricked me too many times. Then it's Slater, which I think is number 8, and I think he's also, as of right now, one of the most responsible. And I'm going to say this right now. All your tackles, all your guards, anybody that can play tackle or guard right now that I'm going to mention, that's the most responsible thing to do right now. But we going to talk about that more. So, number 7. My number 7 is Horn. And Horn, Horn has grown on a lot of us. Some people had him as the CB1 out the gate. Props to you if you did. I had Farley, but Farley started to drop more and more and more, obviously with the concerns on his health, which anybody has to look at that as legitimate right now. You have to take that as legitimate, right? But, your boy Horn rose, and he earned it. He earned it the hard way. When you look at Horn, what you definitely see in him is a competitor. He's a sure competitor. He does it in everything that he does. You can even see how hard he competed to one up even Surtain. On everything, he almost broke every muscle in his body trying to top and make a statement that he was the CB1. Now, when you looking at him, the reason why I have him 7, there's some people that's like, without question, they would pick him and they not looking back, and they don't like that I have him ranked 7 on this list. A lot of people, especially the people that's like defense. Now, one thing I'm gonna tell you is Boss Cowboy is not team offense, team defense. This is pure BPA. That's why you have a mix of offense and defense in these ranks. This is not all the offensive guys at the top, all the defense at the bottom. I have this rank according to player and what seems to make the most sense for the Dallas Cowboys. Now, Horn, he has the most polished resume, way over Surtain. The rumors are out that there's a split, that the coaches want Horn and the front office and the personnel people, they seem, from rumors in the Dallas Cowboy atmosphere, they seem to want Surtain. I can see where there's a debate. When you looking at the two and you trying to decide, one thing that you see, if you're looking at them honest, what you see clearly is you see that there's a technical advantage for Surtain. He's technically more polished. You see a better football player in Horn. Now, you also have to acknowledge that front office spent the most time watching film. The coaches just lately started watching all the film and catching up to the personnel guys. So the people that have the most work done is the personnel department. But the coaches know what they like. I'm with the coaches on this. I'm like, go with the guy who was assigned the toughest assignments more. And that's the difference between the two. Horn was assigned the toughest assignments weekly, right? People even try to bring up his performance on Pitts, right? Which I thought was good. Pitts didn't do anything on him. He caught that back shoulder. There's nothing else. There's nothing else to show. Nothing, right? And he destroyed a lot of his measurables, and he just did what late risers do. He answered and checked all the boxes. Now, I play corner, so it's certain technical things you're not gonna get past me. So one of the things that's a knock on Horn, is his technique, and I'm just being honest. He does break off the wrong foot a lot, and he seems to rely too much on his athleticism and not the soundness of technique. And breaking off the wrong foot can be the difference of a breakup, a catch, or interception. So nobody getting a super technically sound corner. If you're getting horn, you're getting a football player. But I'm betting on football players over technician pretty much all day, because if you can break off your wrong foot like I saw him do a lot, but yet still be in position, that says a lot about you as a raw football player. So definitely my pick at 7 is Horn, and he's the only corner that just got up into this consideration with me about 3 weeks ago. So next, obviously, and this is a no-brainer to me. This has been a no-brainer to me. My boy Parsons, man. Like, let's stop playing, Dallas Cowboy fan base. Let's just stop playing. This is not even something that's like hard to me. Like, linebacker itself in this draft is very lean. It's not that many defensive players athletically and freakishly are on par with the offensive guys. It's just not there. This is one of the few, him and Horn, but especially Parsons, freakishly as well as Tate. Now I think we can overthink it. Oh, he diagnosed, he's slow to read. Now this is the thing. You also got to know that Penn State moved him around a lot. They had him playing all over. How can you become a master at anything when you've been moved all around based on what the defense needs? But no way you can look at him play football. There's no way you can look at Mr. Parsons play football and not just figure it out in your mind that he's going to fit Dallas at any of the linebacker positions. It doesn't matter with him. You put him in linebacker and we're better. Now, especially with Sean Lee just returned. Now, anybody that been watching Boss Cowboy Sports know I've been talking linebacker for the last 2 years as a major need, not a minor need, a major need. And I'm not saying, oh, Jalen didn't play good, LV injury. No, we've been needing linebacker because it's been I've been calling it glassy, meaning the people been pretty injury prone, and especially LVE. So it's one of those things to where if I'm trying to evaluate what can break us down with a couple of injury bugs, linebacker, and it's been that way. And now Sean Lee gone, it's even more important now. So my strategy though would be, if he's sitting there, he becomes probably one of the most important positions because tackle is deep in this draft. Corner is deep in this draft. Linebacker is slim in free agency as well as this draft. So it will be absolutely no problem with Boss Cowboy Sports. None. Zero. If they grab Parsons. And I'm going to also address briefly the allegations, because a lot of people say I took him off my list because I didn't like the stuff I was hearing. I don't have the tools like the Dallas Cowboys to go fully investigate that, but I'm gonna tell you from my research, what I see is he say, she say, and I'm not passing up on talent like this over just rumors. I would have to get like a smoking gun and evidence before I just be like, it was an event, and from this event of two people alleging X and Y, because when I researched Parsons, what I kept hearing and seeing from his coaches, from his teammates, is he's a leader, that the guys like him. They was rooting for him all the time. You see the energy of people that's a good teammate more than bad teammate. You do get a little bit of former Zeke vibes from him. I can see where you get the vibes. But listen, if you're trying to get the player and that's all it took is to spook you off of some allegations, then football is not for you. Because if we was thinking like that, we would have passed on Haley. We would have fired Eric Williams. We would have never tolerated Irvin and all his antics. Irvin wouldn't, playmaker wouldn't be in the Hall of Fame if we wanted quiet balls. We passed on Moss for that type of stuff. At some point, you got to learn from history and be like, I'm not going to repeat that. So this is the guy so Parsons was 6th, 5th now. My boy, unapologetic when I say this, my boy Jenkins. Yes, without a doubt, he is 6th on my list. He's gonna be the guy, I'm telling y'all. Jenkins will be the guy that people will act like, where did he come from? Where did this guy come from? He's all pro and Pro Bowl tackle and guard, and he's a monster. Listen, anybody that's been watching him is gonna be like, bro, he's been that. It's the same thing happened with Dak. Like, everybody acts surprised when Dak just took off. But he was a Heisman candidate. He had the most snaps in SEC history. He broke multiple school records. His resume already showed it. But sometimes the scouting community, they look at your resume, they look at your film, and they just ignore some people. They don't say anything about it. They just look right at you like they don't see it. He's my Taylor. I call Jenkins the Taylor pick because, see, Taylor last year, I was saying it made no sense how they was grading Taylor. It made no sense. How can you have more production than Saquon Barkley, have the exact same measurables, less wiggle, but the exact same 4.3 speed, everything is just like Saquon, and then people looked at Saquon like, that's a sure top 5. Then they looked at Taylor and said, 2nd or 3rd round. It don't make sense. Some stuff don't make sense. This is one. The fact that Jenkins right now got a bottom 1st, 2nd grade, I'm telling y'all, mark this down, write it. That's my Jefferson pick. I said last year, everybody was talking about the other 3 receivers last year. I say Jefferson, it's no reason they knocking him. He checked all the boxes. Combine. He caught all the balls on the pro day and combine. He had the most production, most touchdowns. Everything said he was going to do what he did. But people look right at Jefferson, all that production, all the scouts, all the analysts look right at him and said Ruggs, Judy, and Lamb, and didn't blink. I was like, hold on. Look at the production. Look at the competition. He checked all the boxes. The 5th or 6th receiver, I put him as my number 1. That is Jenkins this year. Y'all mark my words, write it down. I told you it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. And then when it happened, people gonna look back and say, where did he come from? Where did this guy come from? How is he one of the best in the league? He been doing that. And I was at first afraid to rank him so high because I felt alone. But nah, I'm not alone. It's a lot of people that's up on this guy. And y'all go see. So y'all stay with us. We gonna be breaking down more and more and more. And we getting ready to get to the last. So I'm gonna recap to where we are right now. So I ascertained at 10. He's gonna be a good player, but he would be a reach for 10. But I still would accept him. Pitts at 9, more so because of the history of position and concern of it translating. Slater's a mature, responsible pick. I wouldn't be mad at any of these picks, but Slater would be very responsible. It would make us good in a lot of areas, not just left guard. Our quarterback will get better, and our running back will get better, and our receivers will get better just from that one pick. That's a real good pick. I wouldn't be mad at it. Horn, I have him at 7 more so as the player, but he really almost don't belong because there's so many good corners that I would accept it, but I think strategy-wise, it wouldn't be the best draft strategy. Parsons would be a good draft strategy at 6. He would be a good draft strategy at 6 because the linebacker position is so lean in the draft and free agency, and I'm saying strategy, and he's on par with top 10 talent. It wouldn't be a reach at all. It would be responsible. It would be about how does Dallas view those red flags. Then you got Jenkins. Jenkins is going to be what some people would call a reach. I'm calling you crazy. This dude is a top 10 player. He just not getting the hype. Y'all stay with us because we getting ready to get into the final that I feel like is going to be there and that are the best for the Dallas Cowboys. It's going to be the Final Four.